Breaking news out of Atascosa County.
A manhunt underway right now after 2 people were killed near Lemming last night. Authorities are now looking for the suspect in Live Oak County.
And that is where we find Lee Waldman tonight. Lee, pretty early on in this investigation, what are you hearing so far from law enforcement out there?
Tim, Courtney, we don't have much information from the Atascosa County Sheriff David Soward. He told us to wait here at FM 99 and IH 37. Now, we did drive farther down this road behind us, and we saw an Atascosa County Sheriff's Office vehicle blocking the road at FM 1091. What we know right now, 2 people were found murdered in North Lemming last night. That's about 40 miles from where we are now. This home on Maravillas had crime scene tape and several ACSO sheriff's deputies at it. A neighbor spoke to our crew off camera and said that a couple lived at this home. The neighbor said he was friends with that couple and they had a son who struggled with drug use. Sheriff Soward says they were assuming the suspect is still armed. He says with any active manhunt, there is always a possibility of danger to the surrounding area. Sheriff Soward says he hopes to get us some more information later on tonight. In Live Oak County, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Lee. We'll keep an eye on that story throughout the evening. Now to some breaking news closer to home. Police are at the scene of a crash. This happening along I-10 near Crossroads.
This is near Balcones Heights, and we have a crew at the scene and are working to get more information for you. We'll provide updates as they come into us. Other top stories today. A suspect is dead and a man is in the hospital after a shooting on the far north side last night. San Antonio police tell us it happened just before midnight outside the Garden Bistro bar on Blanco Road near Loop 1604. Investigators say the suspect showed up at the bar and shot a member of the security at the front door. An armed security guard returned fire, killing that suspect. At last check, the victim was in critical condition. The suspect's name has not been released yet.
A man is in the hospital recovering tonight after he was shot while unloading groceries yesterday. It all happened on Callahan Road near Gilbert Garza Park and Sul Ross Middle School over on the west side. Now, according to SAPD, the man and his wife were unloading groceries there when someone approached them with handguns. Now, the suspects tried to force their way into the apartment. The man fought back and was shot in the stomach before those suspects took off. At last check, we're told he was listed in critical condition and no one so far has been arrested.
Turning now to the tragic death of Tyre Nichols. Demonstrations continue across the U.S. today following the release of the body camera footage showing the brutal beating of several Memphis police officers. And as ABC's M. Nguyen reports tonight, that video also prompting a major change within the Memphis Police Department itself.
Outrage continues across the nation as protesters call on systemic police reform following the recently released videos showing the violent beating of 29-year-old Tyre Nichols after a traffic stop in Memphis, Tennessee. Today, congressional lawmakers from both sides of the aisle calling it gut-wrenching.
It was horrible, inhumane. We need a national conversation about policing in a responsible, constitutional, and humane way.
Some top Republicans questioning whether more reform would have prevented this incident. Congressman Jim Jordan on NBC.
What strikes me is just a lack of respect for human life. So I don't know that any law, any training, any reform is going to change. But I don't know if there's anything you can do to stop the kind of evil we saw in that video.
Now, the 40-officer Scorpion Unit, a specialized Memphis PD team launched in November 2021 to patrol high-crime hotspots, permanently deactivated after 5 of its officers were allegedly seen in the January 7th videos punching, kicking, and batoning Nichols. Watch out. The police chief saying in a statement the decision was reached after listening to the Nichols family, the community, and uninvolved officers. Attorney Ben Crump alleging the unit had previous instances of misconduct.
We know that there were other members of the community that had been assaulted by this Scorpion unit.
ABC has reached out to Memphis PD about the accusations, but have yet to hear back. Now, 5 fired officers each face second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, among other crimes. Attorneys for Desmond Mills Jr. and Emmett Martin saying their client intends to plead not guilty. The attorney for Mills Jr. urging, quote, caution and patience in judging his actions. ABC has reached out to Justin Smith, to Darius Bean, and Demetrius Haley, but have not heard back. The avid skateboarder and father to a 4-year-old son will be remembered at his funeral this Wednesday, and the 5 former officers allegedly responsible for his death will be arraigned next month. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Memphis.
To health news now. After seeing the severity of the COVID-19 pandemic, it's clear to the public that preparation for the next disease is crucial. A lot of research preparing for future pandemics is happening right now at the Texas Biomedical Research Center in San Antonio. An Ebola vaccine they were working on was just deployed to Uganda, where there is a serious outbreak there. While this research is life-saving, funding is tricky since the treatments may not be needed for years. That's where government funding comes in, called BARDA, an emergency response arm of the Department of Health and Human Services.
They have a mission to fund discovery and development work associated with therapies, vaccines, drugs, diagnostics that are help preparing the country and then responding to these kind of threats or outbreaks.
Coming up at 10, Texas Biomed VP Corey Hallam talks about what we need to be ready for and prepared for with the increasing probability of another unique pandemic and why this BARDA funding is so crucial. Still to come, COVID-19 cases are going back up again, and if you need help getting your hands on a free test, how to find one near you is coming up.
Plus, they promise to save you money, but Progressive Insurance and State Farm are saying no to new customers. At least those who own certain Kia and Hyundai models. But why is that? And what else you may need to know about securing your vehicle when we come back.
All right, if you're on the hunt for car insurance, listen up. State Farm and Progressive have new policies for certain Kia and Hyundai vehicles in some markets. The reason? Well, apparently they're easy to steal. Several months ago, social media users posted videos showing just how easy it is. The vehicles include 2015 to 2019 models that don't have immobilizers to prevent the vehicle from starting if the key is not present. It's something most vehicles with push start technology from other manufacturers do have. If you already have policies with these two companies, don't worry. The change is only applying to new policies.
With more at-home COVID-19 tests available, it seems the days of looking for a free testing site are nearly gone, but there are still some sites where you can get tested, and the CDC has a new tool to help you find them. The agency has a new COVID testing locator website. It is for free testing locations, and it's intended for those who are experiencing symptoms or who have been exposed to the virus. Results are usually provided within 24 to 48 hours. The website is testinglocator.cdc.gov.
All right, switching gears now to a look outside with live cam. Looks a little different right now compared to where we were earlier this morning, right? We saw the sun peek back out. Really was a beautiful end to the weekend. I hope you enjoyed that sunshine, because after tomorrow comes around, we're not going to see it for a few more days. A cloudy and cold start to the week is expected Monday through at least Wednesday, after we see a cold front move in this evening. Multiple rain chances are in the forecast, and also we need to talk about a light ice potential across portions of the hill country. We'll do all of that and get you a look at Futurecast after the break.
Well, if you've enjoyed your sample-sized taste of spring, I hope you enjoyed it, because it's about to expire.
It's over.
Pretty much, yeah. We've got another shot at winter that's moving back in this evening after we see a cold front move through south central Texas. Not only is that going to send in some much colder air as we head into the upcoming work week, but as we see some moisture kind of overrun the top of that shallow cold layer of air at the surface, we've got multiple chances for rain over the next several days. Monday and Tuesday, about a 40% potential for some scattered light showers. Wednesday, we're going to bump that up to about a 60 to 70% chance for more widespread showers, maybe a stray rumble. On Thursday, a few lingering morning showers possible before we dry things out into next weekend. But you can see, while here in San Antonio, we are still expecting just cold, liquid rain. By tomorrow afternoon through Wednesday morning, across portions of the hill country, we could see some of that light rain transition to light freezing rain. And because of that, the National Weather Service actually has issued a winter storm watch for counties in blue here. That's going to run from noon tomorrow through noon on Wednesday. Again, this does not include Bexar County, but just to the northwest of Bexar County, for we could find some times of freezing rain. It's not going to be freezing rain throughout that whole time period, but we will need to monitor trends and maybe maybe some bridges and overpasses up that way as well. Let's set the scene for you. I wonder where the cold front is, right? We're sitting at a spring-like 76 degrees here in San Antonio this hour. Just up I-35, Waco, only 4 degrees above freezing right now. It's 34 in Dallas, below freezing for places like Abilene, Lubbock, stretching up to Amarillo. We are expected to see this front move in later this evening, and that is what's going to send those colder temperatures into south central Texas as we head into the overnight hours. Now, we'll time out your future cast here. For along with those cold temperatures, yes, some scattered light showers will be possible by wake up time tomorrow morning. You can see here in Bexar County, at least for the bulk of Bexar County, in San Antonio, it's just expected to remain cold liquid rain. But across the far northwestern portions of the area, up in the hill country near Kerrville, even stretching over to the Rock Springs area in Edwards County, as early as tomorrow afternoon, we could see a little bit of light ice, a little bit of freezing rain start to enter into the picture. That continues in spots and at times into the early morning hours of our Tuesday. So because of that, again, that's when we may need to monitor for a few bridges and overpasses first, maybe a few slick spots, especially by the Tuesday and Wednesday morning drives. Maybe plan on giving yourself a little bit of extra time out there on the roadways and continue to check back in with us. Again, here in San Antonio, we are forecasted to remain just cold liquid rain. In terms of rainfall totals, because of that increasing coverage into our Wednesday, it's possible across our western counties we're able to pick up on totals in between 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain, up to 1.5 inches in our central counties, maybe even some higher totals the farther east that you go. Let's briefly talk temperatures, because again, it is going to be a cold start tomorrow morning. We're waking up to the upper 30s and low 40s. Tomorrow's going to be a backwards day, because with those cold temperatures in the forecast, that cold air continues to move in, as well as a thicker cloud cover and the scattered shower activity. We're actually expecting temperatures to fall into the mid to upper 30s by tomorrow afternoon. So all things considered, yes, you are going to want the umbrellas over the next several days, but also the jackets, because even in the mornings, we're waking up to the 30s into Tuesday and Wednesday. Highs struggle to get to 40 Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, a little bit warmer, and then after we start to see the sun return by Thursday afternoon and into Friday, that's when that gradual warming trend takes place, and we're back to the low to mid 60s heading into next weekend, guys.
Just shows there's something for everyone.
There you
here
go.
in South Texas. Thanks, Mia.
All right, Larry, the first half of the Super Bowl is a lock.
It is a lock, and I'll tell you what, for the San Francisco 49ers, it definitely wasn't a Purdy game for them. Fly, Eagles, fly, in part because Brock Purdy got injured early in that game. And in the NBA, LeBron James went absolutely bananas last night. We'll show you why coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
San Francisco played at Philadelphia today for the NFC Championship, and this one took a bad turn for the Niners early on. First quarter, down 7-0. Brock Purdy back to pass when Hassan Reddick hits Purdy's right throwing arm, causing him to lose the ball. He left the game with what appeared to be a right wrist injury. He was seen on the sideline telling head coach Shanahan that he can't throw the ball. Enter their fourth-string quarterback, Josh Johnson. 3 San Francisco drives later, they get on the board. Johnson hands the ball off to Christian McCaffrey, and he just refuses to go down, fighting his way for a 23-yard touchdown, and we're tied at 7. But Philly would score 2 more touchdowns to lead 21-7 at halftime. Third quarter now, Johnson gets knocked out of the game after his head hit the turf hard on this hit. He went to the locker room, and Purdy was forced to come back in, but he wasn't the same, attempting just 2 short passes the rest of the game. The Eagles win 31-7, advancing to Super Bowl 57. The AFC Championship between the Bengals and Chiefs is underway, and it's a scoreless first quarter. We will have more tonight on Instant Replay. Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy held his season-ending press conference Thursday at the Star in Frisco. He was asked to self-reflect on the season, considering he had the 3rd youngest team in the league and Dak missing 5 games due to an injury.
I thought our young players contributed. I mean, we had a rough first outing against Tampa, and Cooper coming in there and, we're able to win games and continue to get better and, on defense and, keep growing with the young guys. So I like the path that we went on. I mean, you want to be playing your best football at the end. Obviously didn't have that in Washington, but there's an extreme amount to be proud of. This was a team that grew. Let's be honest, you all weren't very excited about us after week one. So I think that we grew into the team that we were close to being where we wanted to be.
Right tackle Terrence Steele from Steele High School had a breakout year until suffering a season-ending ACL injury week 14 against the Texans. He was huge for the running attack as the team topped 100 yards in 12 of the 14 games he played in. Once injured, they only hit that mark in 3 of their last 6 games. The Spurs trailed the Suns by 13 points early in the fourth quarter last night, but forced overtime with an 18-7 run in the final 4 minutes of regulation. They showed great fight, but Phoenix pulled away in OT to win 128-118 for the Spurs' 5th straight loss. Rookie Jeremy Sohan scored a career-high 30 points, and Keldon Johnson led the way with 34. What would a win have meant for the Spurs?
We don't just want to win one, we want to win a lot. You know what I mean? When I was a winner growing up, I won. Trey was a winner. We all pretty much was winners. So, we come up here to win. We go in every game want to win. We just don't want to win one and then lose 5 in a row, 4 in a row. We want to get a win streak going. We want to win. That's what kind of breakthrough, we looking for, but obviously, we're young. And that's not an excuse for us losing, but we make little mistakes and do it to ourselves, but those mistakes get fewer and fewer each and every game.
Spurs will host the Washington Wizards tomorrow night at 7 at the AT&T Center. Lakers at the Celtics last night, and LeBron James went berserk. Fourth quarter tied at 105. He drives and misses a potential game-winning layup. Then he goes nuts because he thought he was fouled by Jason Tatum. LeBron was just beside himself, and he can't believe it. Slow-mo replay showed Tatum did hit him on the left arm. Lakers fall in overtime 125-121. During post, LeBron said he just doesn't get it. His teammate, Anthony Davis, was a bit more harsh.
We got cheated tonight, honestly. It's a blatant foul. Pat got all ball on Jaylen Brown. Call a foul, and Brown just smacked across his arm. It's unacceptable, to be honest. The ref is bad. They're bad tonight.
Head ref Eric Lewis admitted after the game that Tatum did foul LeBron, and they just missed it. The Somerset boys basketball team made a statement on Friday night with a dominant 79-62 victory against previously undefeated Pleasanton at home. Senior guard Matthew Soto is currently the city's leading scorer, and he led the team with a game-high 34 points. This game was physical from start to finish, and it's another test that the Bulldogs have passed as they build towards the playoffs.
For a 4A school, we've played a ton of 6As. We've played a lot of physical basketball. Gone down to Laredo, played in the Harleyville tournament. And so a game like this, we were ready for. And so to get ready to get back into the playoffs and push for that regional tournament for the 3rd time, this is the game that we need in district play, just like our preseason stuff. So this is what we want. This is what we want to see.
Next up, Somerset will play at Devine Tuesday night at 7:30. In men's tennis, Novak Djokovic beat Stefanos Tsitsipas 6-3, 7-6, 7-6 to win his 10th Australian Open Championship and his record-tying 22nd Grand Slam title. The Joker climbed into the stands to celebrate. The win also moved him from number 5 back to number 1 in the world. Look at that celebration.
The Joker back on top.
Yes, he is.
Thanks, Larry.
Good. We'll be right back.
Real quick before we let you go, an update on that breaking news we told you about at the top of the show. Authorities have now arrested a suspect involved in a double homicide out in Atascosa County. The Atascosa County Sheriff David Soward is now speaking with our reporter Lee Waldman, giving her an update. This is a developing story. Look for more information on KSAT.com. And of course, we'll have a full wrap up for you tonight on the Night Beat.
All right, let's get you one final look at that forecast into our Monday. Again, light scattered showers possible. A backwards day when it comes to our temperatures. Upper 30s, low 40s in the morning, transitioning to the mid and upper 30s by Monday afternoon. Still cold out there as well as soggy throughout the first half of the upcoming work week. So definitely keep the rain gear and the coats nearby. And if you're wanting more sunshine, we'll have to wait until the end of the week and next weekend, guys.
Good thing we didn't put him away from before.
That's right. That's all our time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here hopefully tonight on the Night Beat.
Have a good evening.